Good morning. Finally caught it on time. Amazing. Well, uh, almost. I think I'm like a half hour late. Oh, I'll tell you what. It's getting up at 7 every morning. It's kind of rough when you're around other people that don't get up until 8 o'clock or later. They all hit the floor running. You know, me and a friend was discussing yesterday. Well, the discussion came up. What hinders us from doing things? And in which we it's not things in which we worry about here that really hinders us. It's the reason why we worry about things here. You know, Isaiah Isaiah 41 and 10 says it assures us to not to fear because he is with us. You know, in order to truly take charge of the day and not fear, you must have the full armor of God. And I know I've touched base on this before, but I figured that it would be a good one this morning. The full armor of God is found in the last chapter of Ephesians. It's Ephesians chapter 6. It starts off on verse 10 and somewhere around verse 20. But anyway, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Therefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. What does it mean to truly put the whole armor of God? First, we need to know what the armor of God is. I know many of you know what it is, but for those of you that don't, we'll keep going here. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth. Back then, the they they wore kilts, skirts, garments, not like we wear now, not like two-legged pants. They wore kind of like skirts, and when they would get ready for battle, they would take the hem of the back part of the skirt, and they would pull it up and put it into their belt in the front, and it kind of made pants out of the skirt. It was so that they could move freely around, and they weren't bound, or they weren't able to snag their material and they were able to stand up and fight better. All right, let's see. I done lost my place. Having the loins girt about with truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness, and having your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. In other words, we should walk in peace. Have our breastplate of I can't talk. It's too early. Having our breastplate of righteousness, and then having our feet, our shoes of peace. When we walk, we should walk in peace, no matter where we're at and what we're doing. When the Bible always says, or also says, to be as wise as serpents, but as gentle as dove. Walk in peace that is achievable. Above all, taking the shield of faith. That's a really unique one. You take your faith in God is your shield. And sometimes the devil throws things at you that is a little scary, and it does throw you off, but you have that shield of faith, and when he's really attacking, you can duck down behind that shield of faith and trust in God, and he takes care of it. That shield of faith, that one's the one that I love. That one. That one's anyway. When you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. See? And take the helmet of salvation. The helmet of salvation. Who knows how the helmet of salvation works? When you have a helmet on, you don't hear the outside things so much. And you're there within your own mind, and as long as your mind is on Christ, and those are the thoughts that you're there with. Anybody that rides motorcycles, they know when you put your helmet on, it kind of drowns out the outside world. When you're cruising down the highway at 70, 80 mile an hour, the wind isn't just flapping in your ears where you can't hear anything. I used to ride a lot of motorcycles back in the day. I wish I had another one, but anyway, for those of you that ride motorcycles, you'd understand it a little better that way. But your helmet of salvation, you're able to keep within your thoughts, and where your mind dwells, so are you. It's where your mind and where your heart is. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit. The sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, the sword of the Spirit. There you go. Bible says in another place in here that his word can cut deeper than any two-edged sword. It's his word that has the power. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all preservation. What's that word? Preservance and supplication for all saints. So we have the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation, the shield of faith, the sword of, how did they put it? The sword of spirit, the shoes of peace, and our loins girded with truth. When we get up in the morning, we should pray for the full armor of God and prepare. There's a lot of things out there that will fight against us. Sometimes the fight comes from where you least expect it. You know, we studied Job, and today's Saturday, right?
Today's Wednesday.
Huh? I mean Wednesday, right? Yes. Oh wow, we get to finish studying about Job later on this evening. But those of you that were there when we were studying about him, he had a lot of battles in which he did very well. He trusted in God, and but his battles came from places he wouldn't have thought. You know, he wouldn't have thought that all of his kids were going to be killed at one time. He wouldn't have thought that his wife was going to turn against him. He wouldn't have thought he was going to get plagued with sickness. He wouldn't have thought of all of that, you know. So, you know, we have to have our full armor of God on, because we don't know where the battle is going to come from. We have no idea. It could be a stranger. It could be someone we try to witness to. It can be um, people you don't even know, or it could be your best friend. But we should be prepared at all times. What does it mean to prepare with with everything for the full armor of God? When he says the sword of spirit, what does it mean to prepare? It means that we should know his word. We should study his word. Sorry, I'll get into the questions here in a minute. I've seen a couple of. But put on the full armor of God. Before you tackle any day's events, and you know, back in the days that they wrote this, they I hear an echo. they would they would suit up every morning before they faced the day, before they left their house or their castle or whatever. They would suit up in armor.
No.
Huh? No, what? No, what? They wouldn't?
No. What? Just reading these questions. You're not gonna wanna.
Oh, well, we'll get to questions here in a second. Anyway, I figured I would share that with y'all.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. And we'll go back through and see what we got as far as questions. Let's back up a little bit.
Yeah.
I only got very few. Hi, Faith. How are you? And you okay, by the way? Okay. I have blocked a lot of people off my stream. Yes, I have, for people that just wanted to try to start senseless things, and you should unblock us. You know, you're right, but the thing is a lot of people don't want to play well, and they just want to disrupt things, and there's no point in that. What is Corinthians? I think it's in Corinthians where it says, you should not let any corrupt conversation proceed out of your mouth. except for that edifies and speaks to the hearers. I don't know, something similar. I think I missed a few words, but in there. It says, "You shall not lay with another man." Yes, God says you should not lay with another man. That is my question. What is your opinion on homosexuality? Ah, well, that one's an interesting one.
Not our place to judge.
It's not. Thank you. It's not our place to judge. Uh, we should not judge one another in any of that. And I believe that anyone can be saved. But once they are saved, they are, if they let them, God will clean them up from the inside out. Now, I have to state the obvious. As a person who studies the Bible and understands the Bible, and I'm not judging anybody, but there is the deal with Sodom and Gomorrah. He wiped out a whole city because of that. And he says over and over that you shall not lay with another man.
Did you read the other question?
Now, infidelity. I'm not even sure what is the infidelity?
Cigarette. Infidelity. It's like tea.
Huh?
Infidelity. Inferent. Cigarette, please.
You don't have us. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, make sure to have one.
Okay. So, infidelity.
Damn it, you.
Infidelity. Come on.
Google, what is infidelity? Google, what is infidelity?
I'm familiar with it. I just don't. I can't.
Being unfaithful when married, being unfaithful, or having an affair.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Emulator.
Adultery.
Infidelity is that.
Infidelity. Well, obviously that's not right. But
There's no buts in God.
the thing about that is for an individual, God will show you what are you laughing at?
His little, you don't even know what it is. Wow.
Oh, well.
It's okay.
It's all right.
We're the brightest people in this.
I never claimed to be the brightest. I never claimed to know everything. That's for sure.
We just wanted to make sure before we.
Yeah, I smell a troll too.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why. Back to your first question. There's a reason why so many were blocked. It was because they're just there to antagonize a. But I'm glad you mentioned that.
Who doesn't think you're the best at giving?
But let me
advice?
ask you this.
Not giving you
Let me ask you
advice.
this. Huh? Do what?
It says, I don't think you're the best to be giving advice.
Well, that is to your opinion. I don't think I'm the best either. But I think that the God that works through me can give the best advice. But you should have you shouldn't have a judging heart, but at the same time, we know what the Bible says about those things, and we know that it says that we should not do that, and we know that it is definitely things that we should not be partaking in. You know, but it is not for us to judge another, if you get what I mean. My opinion on it is no men should lay together, and nobody should cheat on their spouse. Uh, by no means. But that's what I apply to my life. Um, so, anyway,
My grandbaby's got my phone going.
God is texting through you right now. If God was texting through you right now, He wouldn't be
So
texting.
mean.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll leave that one alone. Yep. Good news is.
Heck, for real.
Wait.
Good one.
Yes. You still have time to turn from wicked ways and
Why'd you delete it?
Jeff, why did you?
No, we didn't delete that one.
Yeah, it says message deleted by Jeff Dillman. You deleted the wrong one. He didn't mean nothing bad by that, by no means.
I'm not giving devotion for all to see. No, you're not. And if
No,
you
you're
don't
not.
want to be you don't have to be in our stream right now. We're doing
But-
nothing to hurt you.
But the thing about that is when you do a devotion for everyone to see, and then you have that one's a tricky one. That one's a really tricky one. How do you be nice and pleasant, as sharp as serpents, but as gentle as doves when people are in there trying to provoke confusion?
Right.
Anyway. Jeff, you had one job to do, man. You deleted the wrong person's thing. Oh, that's funny. Jeff's on a roll today. And the other one, he's letting him play. Oh, man. Anyway, my point exactly. Put on the whole armor of God. Make sure you're prepared for anything. Obviously, I wasn't prepared for that particular question. And I didn't know the meaning of one word, which I've heard it before, which that is upsetting. How did I not know the meaning of that word?
I gave you the meaning.
Well, I know you gave me the meaning afterwards. I mean, how did I not know it when he said it? I should have known that.
I knew what it meant. I didn't know how to make it sound where we knew it.
When you know your Bible, it's easy. Let's see when you know the one that you're watching, if you were actually watching diligently, you would realize that this all started as a walk with God. I'm still on that walk. I'm still learning. I'm by all means not perfect, and I don't know everything in the Bible. I am still learning every day. I learn something new. Because every day I stick my head in that book. And every day I study. And every day I hit my knees and I pray. And every day I share what I learned. That is what I do for God. And so far, especially with that comment, so far, what I've noticed that you are doing is not for God, but it is to disrupt what God is trying to do. So, needless to say, we're going to move on. Guys, we definitely need our full armor of God on, because we never know when somebody is going to come in and disrupt the whole thing. But you definitely have our prayers. I'll add that too. We'll pray that, I'm not saying that you were the one that you were asking about, but when it comes to the men laying with men, and it comes to the infidelity, when it comes to all of that, my guess is it is bothering you personally. So therefore, we'll pray for you. We will make sure to keep you in our prayers. Although I would ask, can we have a different name other than you are gay? Something.
You're gay, by the way.
No, you're gay, by the way. Because when I lift your prayer to God, I don't know. That's just going to sound really weird coming out of my mouth. Lifting that up to God, and so it just did. Sorry, getting his coffee. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Pretty good. Coffee should be almost ready.
Coffee's almost ready?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
That sounds great.
Thank you, Shorty.
Coffee time. My name is Tommy. All right. Well, then Tommy it is. I meet a lot of Tommies. It's amazing.
His name ain't Tommy.
Yeah, he said his name is Tommy, so Lord knows who it is that we're talking about, so. The trolls spelled the grass that this is a small YouTube community, and we all know them well, even while they are various troll names, we know who they are. Yeah. And
That's fair.
yeah, those lines of questions and everything are very familiar. Yeah. I don't know exactly who it is, but I know it's got to be one of a couple.
That gay question is nobody like.
Somebody else asked me the same question. I'm not going to say who, and he also vouched that he was going to troll me until I did something. So I wonder, could it be? No. No, he wouldn't do that. I wouldn't think.
They don't know haven't been watching to actually know that our business, do they? Or they know.
Well, they're not thinking about some things. All right. Something tells Selena knows who the trolls are. Yeah, she knew it was a troll. That's what she was talking about back there before I started reading the comments. I am new here. All right. Well, you're new here. This is a tight-knit community, and you'll find out real quick that there's no point in negativity. There's no point in, let me ask you something. If you read in Matthew's, chapter 7, where it's, judge not lest you be judged. Have you read in, 1 Corinthians, where it's, where it says, let not any corrupt conversation proceed out of your mouth? Have you seen the presence of God's Almighty Spirit? The Spirit that changes a heart. It makes you to where you don't want to judge anybody, and you want to face everybody with love. Because if you have, you're not in obedience with God doing that. When you disrupt things in a negative way and talk negative about a person, that is not being in obedience with God. And like I was saying, this is a tight-knit community, and you'll find out that there's a lot of people in this community that don't really like the destructive kind of things there.
Oh, stuck. Gosh dang it.
For all say they're new, I'll get better material. Yes, and I do not see that in you or what you are doing. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Sorry you feel that way. Because I know the God that lives within me. I know the spirit that is within me. So, but anyhow, it's been a wonderful devotion. Y'all have a very blessed day. I pray everyone has a very blessed day. Pray and put your full armor of God on. The devil's out there lurking and he wants to play. So, I was thinking. Yep. So am I, buddy. Anyway. Great devotion. I believe it was. Y'all have a wonderful day. And with everyone, I pray that y'all have a very blessed day. With all my love, God bless.